What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Um, Getting into this episode of GH, I thoroughly enjoyed it for the most part. I've been enjoying GH a lot more lately, more than usual. They've been stepping some things up. This whole listen, I before I even continue, I want to give a piece of advice to Mr. Chase. Um, I feel like I haven't had to say this in a while, but I feel like I have to say it now. I'm gonna need for him to stop talking in public places. So about secrets that's not supposed to be out. Like he's sitting there telling Brooklyn in the foyer, oh, we're trying to protect Louise, and nobody can know that Bailey is really Louise. Then why are you saying it so out in the damn open, sir? Like, what are you doing? Shut your mouth. Mute. Put the shut to the up. Like, you're publicly talking about this. Anybody could have walked in and heard him say that. Anybody. Michael, Willow, Ned, Olivia, Monica, any one of them could have walked in and heard that. I'm like, Chase need to be quiet. Like, he really does. But speaking of Chase, I honestly feel like he owes nobody an apology at this point. He doesn't owe Willow anything. He doesn't owe Michael anything. But that's just the type of person that Chase is. And that's what I like about his character. Yeah, he doesn't go about everything the right way, but he does what he feels is right at that moment, at that time. He's apologized to Michael and Willow forever about the stuff in the past, about him and Sasha, how they lied, and he just continues to apologize even now about the whole him being Bailey's father or whatever. I feel like even for that, he does not owe an apology. He really doesn't. And for Michael to sit there and judge him, talking about some, oh, well, you knew you slept with BLQ and you didn't think that you could have been the father, or you just didn't care to ask questions or whatever. I'm like, Michael, get off of your high horse. Get off your high horse. Chase is really trying to get past things. He's really trying to get back what he had with Michael and Willow, which is a good friendship. That's all he really wants. He doesn't want it to feel awkward every time he sees them, or you know what I mean? Like they have to look at each other like strangers and stuff. He really wants to get back to being friends, and Michael just refuses at this point. So in my opinion, Chase just needs to let it go. Michael doesn't want to be your friend anymore. Forget him. His loss, because I really feel like Chase is a good guy. And if Michael doesn't want to have any friends, then that's on Michael, At least Willow, she's willing to let it go. She's not holding any grudges against Chase or whatever, because at the end of the day, she's where she wants to be, and that's with Michael. So why should she be mad at Chase? It is what it is. And I agree. I mean, I think some people's minds might change once they find out that, Chase and BLQ, what they're doing is actually quite noble. They're trying to keep Peter the hell away from a kid that he shouldn't even be around. And, yeah, I understand people don't like secrets and stuff like that, but they had a good reason for doing it. And hopefully, Ned and Olivia and everybody won't be so mad at them when they find out the truth. I can understand Ned being a little upset because, he bonded with the child and thought that was his grandchild. I get it. But, you got to see the silver lining to it. So speaking of Michael and Willow, Willow wants to put everything behind her. She just wants to focus on Christmas. She wants to, her and Michael to take Wiley and go pick out a Christmas tree because that's what Wiley's looking forward to. And Michael just refuses to have any fun at this point. He's refusing. I mean, honestly, I see Willow's point of view on this, and I also see Michael's point of view. Michael feels like he's trying to protect his son. And I get it. He wants Brad to serve his full sentence. I totally get that. But I also get where Willow is coming from. Like, Michael is so consumed with protecting the family and doing X, Y, and Z that he's missing out on the good times. It's the holiday season. Christmas is around the corner. Their son is happy about picking out a tree, and he's talking about postponing it for another day. And, with Michael, it's like every time you turn around, there's always something. So it's best that he just forget about all this. You know what I mean? Like, I get both points of view. Willow just doesn't want this whole Nina situation, Brad situation. She doesn't want that shit consuming their lives, messing with their fun. And I totally get where she's coming from on it. But she's not going to change Michael's mind. Michael is a Quartermain, Corinthos, Spencer. He's his mama's child. Like, once he latches on to a grudge, he ain't letting go. So she's not going to talk him out of this. He feels like he has to do what he has to do. And I can't totally say I blame him. He's just trying to protect his people. And he feels like, even though Sonny has a deal in place with Miss Wu, he feels like that deal is not strong enough. Because without Jason there to enforce it, Miss Wu could easily, turn on them or, renege on whatever deal she has with Sonny, which is true. She can. But I don't see it happening, but you never know. Because we don't know what kind of game Miss Wu is playing. Speaking of Miss Wu, she popped up yet again. I swear, listen, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna need for them to sign Miss Wu to a contract. I don't know, man. It's something about her. I'm loving Miss Wu. It's her presence. Like, every time she pops up on screen, she means business. Like, she always got this scowl on her face. And then when she do smile at you, like when she gives you a hint of a smile, it looks so damn devious. And I love it. Because you don't know what kind of game that woman is playing. She makes it seem like she's on Sonny's side, but you never know. Like, you really never know what kind of game she's playing. Like, whose side she really on. But Ms. Wu, she put it out there to Sonny that it's time to move on. As far as Jason is concerned. She kind of put that little bug in his ear, like, you need to find, a new enforcer. Some new muscle. And Sonny basically informed her, like, yeah, well, we all need to, stick to our end of the, agreement and the bargain and stuff like that. In terms of Peter and Brad and stuff like that. I mean, as much as Carly didn't want to hear it, Sonny had to bring it to Carly's attention that at some point they're going to have to move forward without Jason. And as Carly felt like Jason was irreplaceable. And I agree, some people are. Jason was damn good at his job. He was a damn good hitman, good business partner, very good friend, loyal. And stuff like all of those qualities is very hard to find in a person, especially nowadays. But just like Jason and Carly had to pick up the pieces when Sonny was gone. They had no choice. Time waits for nobody. So they had to jump into action. They had to take control. Sonny has to do the same thing. If he wants to hold on to power, he got to, have some muscle to back him up. I mean, granted, I think Sonny's going to do just fine whether he gets a new enforcer or not. Because he did just fine without Jason when Jason was gone. He still held up the organization. So I think he can now, but he's definitely gonna need a right hand man because Jason, Sonny can't oversee everything. Jason was very good at that. So he's definitely gonna have to do something at some point because it is true. Some people are just irreplaceable, but you gotta do what you have to do. I love how Carly took her own advice when it came to Miss Wu. Like when she told Michael about that yesterday, like you gotta kind of watch how you talk to her. Carly kind of tread lightly with Miss Wu as well because Carly let Miss Wu know respectfully that Michael's a grown man and he has a mind of his own. Basically, he's gonna speak at the hearing whether they want him to or not. He's gonna do what they want. Do whatever he want. They can't sway that. And Sonny informed Miss Wu as well. Like even if Jason was around, Jason wouldn't have been able to talk Michael into not speaking at Brad's hearing. Michael is gonna do what Michael wants to do. I don't know. I mean, Carly pretty much put it out there that she likes Mrs. Wu, because she's a female running a organization and stuff, so she has a lot of respect for her. But you could tell, I don't know, it's something about Carly. She just sometimes look like she's a little bit nervous around Miss Wu, like she kind of fears her a little bit whenever Miss Wu comes around. I don't know. Like I said, man, it's something about Miss Wu. Like when she come around, you just take notice. You know what I'm saying? Like you just take one look at her and just know she ain't somebody that you want to play with. So of course Miss Wu came back to the Metro Court and was telling Carly like, you want to protect your family. you know? And she had that little look in her eye like, I don't trust her like that. I like Miss Wu, but I don't trust her. You know, she's been known to be a good ally to the Corinthos organization, but with Jason gone and Buchema and, Novak gone too, it's like, what is her angle right now? And she basically made a couple of veiled threats to Sunny when they were talking. Just goes to show, like, you piss her off, you get on her bad side one good time, it's a wrap for you. So Sunny might want to watch that one. Be careful around her. So of course Anna came to see Sunny or whatever, just to reinforce to him, like, law enforcement is watching you, and she hopes that, him scaring Peter is the only thing that he's gonna do. And Sunny was like, shit, I ain't gonna do nothing to him. Sunny just basically was claiming that he wanted to give the illusion that he can get to Peter, but he was like, shit, I can't get to him. He said he's guarded 24/7, so what can I do? Even if I wanted to kill Peter, he was like, right now I can't. So yeah, he was like, you ain't gotta worry about me. Because Peter was scared shitless in that cell. Even being in solitary confinement, he was scared as hell. Like whenever that guard would open that door, he was afraid. Because he don't know who's on Sunny's payroll. So Sunny definitely put the fear of God in him, and I love it. He was all jumpy and rattled, and even Anna was smiling and laughing at it. Because it's fun to finally see him crack. It's like Peter usually always has it together, always has an ace up his sleeve, always knows how to play mind games with people, but now he's dealing with somebody who knows how to do the same thing. Sunny knows how to mind fuck people too, when he wants to. You know what I mean? And he got Peter scared as shit. So Anna basically told Peter, she was like, well, you're safer in jail than anywhere else. He said, because Sunny not going to get to you over here. But, that didn't convince Peter. So she was basically trying to broker a deal with Peter. Let him know, like, take your punishment like a man, and you won't have to worry about nobody trying to kill you. Forget about the trial. Just own up to everything that you did, and nobody's going to kill you because you'll be in prison for the rest of your life, basically. But Peter not going to take that kind of deal because he feels like Maxie and Louise are the only thing keeping him human. So he's not about to let that go. And that's ultimately going to be his downfall because he's so damn stupid. Like he's, letting Maxie and, his love for them lead him astray. Because I'm like, that's just what they want. Because he feels like, oh, I'm going to, get out of this. And you're not getting out of nothing, bro. So when they deliver food to him, when he was getting ready for the trial or whatever, his court hearing, they were delivering him some food. He wasn't trying to eat the food at first. He wasn't going to eat it. But then he changed his mind and ate the shit. And next thing you know, he collapsed on the ground and he started convulsing and shit. I was like, yep, somebody done poisoned his food. I ain't even going to say somebody. We all know who it was. Miss Wu done got to his ass. And the person who was delivering the food trays was Brad. I wonder if she's trying to mold Brad into becoming a part of her organization. Because the look on Brad's face, he looked a little stone cold. Like, he didn't look like he was nervous or scared or nothing. Like, he knew what he was doing. So, maybe prison has toughened Brad up, maybe. I don't know. Maybe prison has changed him a little bit. And, maybe he became a little stone cold at this point. That's why I feel like if I was Sunny, I would not trust Miss Wu at this point. Because we don't know what that woman up to. I don't know. She a good ally, but that only goes but so far sometimes. And with Jason being gone, she probably sees Sunny as vulnerable. So he better watch his back. He really got to watch his back at this point. Honestly, it was great to see Lucy Coe. I love seeing Lucy on the show. She, snuck some goodies up into the hospital for Sasha. Got her some gummy bears and stuff. I said, go ahead, Lucy, because she already know if Epiphany was really paying attention to her, she would have never got that foolishness past her. Because, Epiphany don't play. But, she was just updating Sasha about deception and conception and all that stuff, talking about, the business is doing so great right now that they're even thinking about taking deception public. That's good in theory, but I wouldn't do that. If I was Lucy, I would keep Deception Cosmetics private. I would not take that company public. No. Because you got Valentine, who's a silent investor. Mind you, BLQ is a part of Deception. So you never know with him. He might try to swoop in and buy all the shares. You never know. Nicholas and Cassadine Industries might try to swoop in and buy up their shares to get majority. It's very risky taking that company public. Very risky because Lucy, she'll lose her controlling interest. You don't. She might want to think about that. I would keep it. I would keep it private. But as great as that is for Sasha, she wasn't thinking about business right now. She's thinking about her son. That's all she can think about. She don't know what's gonna happen with him, and she's waiting for the doctors to bring in the latest test results and stuff. But I am glad that Lucy and Sasha got that time alone because Lucy was telling her about her miscarriages and raising Serena with Scott and stuff like that. So I'm glad that Lucy, talked to her about her experiences with children and stuff like that. Because right now Sasha's just trying to be hopeful. She's just hoping and praying that her son is going to be okay. And that's all she can do is pray, keep the prayers going. Brando's doing the same thing. He was in the chapel praying and stuff, and TJ was there. And I'm glad that Brando has all this support. With Sonny and Carly visiting, and now TJ. And him and TJ stopped being friends because of the whole Molly thing. And I'm glad that TJ was there as they put their differences aside, and TJ could be there for him and be a shoulder for him, and make him laugh and tell jokes and stuff. To kind of take his mind off of things. Because you need that, and it's good that people can put their differences aside at least for a day when one of them is going through, a tragedy or whatnot. But Britt and Dr. Navarro came into the room to tell Brando and Sasha the news or whatever about the latest test. The look on their face said that things did not look good because they looked very solemn when they walked up in that room. So I don't know what those results are going to be. Hopefully, it's a fake out and the results are great and they're not going to lose their son. That's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, moving on from that, Nina is still on her blame me tour, I guess. She went to go see Britt or whatever, and she's trying to take blame for the death of Jason because, I should have called 911 when Peter came to Nixon Falls. And Britt wanted to know from her, like, okay, so why didn't you call the cops? We all know why. But in my opinion, it's like, it is what it is. Everybody want to blame themselves for this and for that. You can blame yourself all you want to. It's not going to bring Jason back. It's not going to, you can't undo what's already done. You know what I mean? Jason's gone. What happened in Greece, it happened. Peter escaped. Now he's, in custody. Look like he about damn near knocking on death's door at this point. Everything happened for a reason. So, they can't beat themselves up about it, especially Britt. Because this is definitely not Britt's fault. And she should stop blaming herself altogether. Because she should have never blamed herself in the beginning. It was never her fault. Well, anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And I will see you all later. Have a great night. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great day. Peace.